Hello and welcome to this lesson. Okay, today we're going to describe. That's right. Let's describe the skater. Oh, and there's a quiz. Great. Okay, let's see what we're going to do. Well, we're going to describe. We're also going to talk about the summary. We're going to describe the setting of the picture, describe the action, describe the story, and take a quiz, right? So all of these different sections will be about this picture right here. A picture's worth 1,000 words, and we're going to describe it in detail. Okay, and as we're going through, we will use the dictionary, and we will also use an image search to look up vocabulary and make sure that everyone understands what we're talking about. Okay, so let's go back. It's time to jump in. Let's start with the summary. Okay, what is a summary? Well, a summary is a short way to explain something, right? So this picture has a lot of information, but we're just going to summarize it. We're just going to give the most important parts to make sure we have an idea what the picture is about without going into a lot of detail. Okay, here we go. We can see a young girl sitting on cement steps in the evening. She is wearing white rollerblades, blue jeans, and a white shirt. Her blonde hair is coming out from under her red stocking hat. Her legs are pulled up under her chin. The girl is looking at us and is grinning. Okay, so if we talk about grinning, we're talking about a smile, right? So if we look at her face, she kind of has a little smile. It's not like a huge smile, but it's enough of a smile to let us know she's grinning. She's probably in a good mood. Okay? All right, cement is a type of material. So I think these steps, they look kind of dirty, but I think they're cement, like concrete, very hard. Right? All right, and we'll talk about these words as we get into the lesson, where we talk about the details. Okay, so let's do pronunciation. Repeat out loud after me. I will pause so you have time to repeat out loud. Here we go. We can see a young girl sitting on cement steps in the evening. She is wearing white rollerblades, blue jeans, and a white shirt. Her blonde hair is coming out from under her red stocking hat. Her legs are pulled up under her chin. The girl is looking at us and is grinning. Alright, so we just did the summary for this picture. A brief explanation. Now let's jump in and do some details. Let's talk about the setting. We're talking about the time, the place, the environment, the weather, stuff like that. Here we go. It's late in the day, and the sun is casting shadows across the cement steps. Ooh, so casting shadows. So behind her, and also kind of on top of her and around her, we can see shade. We can see shadows, right? So there's something blocking the sun, and by the shape, I would guess it's a tree or some other big object that is between the stairs and the sun. So it's casting shadows, right? So the shadows are coming down onto the steps. All right, and there's cement steps. Let's just we'll take a look. What do cement steps look like? We can see them in the picture, but it doesn't hurt to look at images as well. So cement steps, there we go. So they're just the material made of cement. All right, nothing super fancy, but yeah, cement steps or concrete steps. It's very common. All right, let's go back. All right, here we go. Our point of view is from the bottom of the steps. Okay, so we're down here looking from the view of whoever took the picture, and the steps go up. So if you wanted to go to the top, you would have to climb the steps. That would be the top of the steps. Right now, we're at the bottom of the steps. And when we talk about the point of view, that is our perspective, how we see things, what angle we're looking from. So our point of view is from the bottom of the steps. If we were at the top looking down, then we'd say our point of view is from the top of the steps, but we're at the bottom. The steps are very wide and continue off both sides of the picture. Okay, so these steps are so wide that we can't capture them all in one picture. So they're too wide to fit in the picture, so they go off both sides of the picture. There are patches of sunlight that are not blocked by trees. Ooh, so if we talk about patches, we're talking about small sections, small pieces. So if we look at the stairs, there's no shade, and then there's shade, then there's a shadow, no shadow, right? So there are bits and pieces in between where there's no shade or there are no shadows. So the light comes through, all right? So there's sunlight, light from the sun, that is not blocked by the trees. So we can see some of it here, all right? Okay, so let's do pronunciation. Here we go. Repeat out loud after me. It's late in the day, and the sun is casting shadows across the cement steps. Our point of view is from the bottom of the steps. The steps are very wide and continue off both sides of the picture. There are patches of sunlight that are not blocked by trees. Okay, wonderful. So we just did pronunciation of this section. Let's move forward. Here we go. The background is blurry, but we can see 3 posts at the top of the steps. Okay, so the foreground is in the front, the background is in the back, and on the top of the stairs, we can see 3 posts, right? So we have 1, 2, and 3. All right, and they could be posts for different things. We can't really tell. We'll go over to an image search and let's put in posts. All right, so you can have like social media posts, but you can also have like a mailbox post. Right, so the wooden or steel or something that's supporting the mailbox is a post. You might also have an electrical post or electric post, right? So these are huge posts, right? Maybe you have a steel post, right? So there are many different kinds of posts. They're just something that stick up out of the ground. All right, so let's go back. We can also see a blue sky without any clouds. Okay, so it's blurry in the background, but we can tell, there's a sky up there. It's blue, and it's cloudless. It's a clear day. There are no clouds. It seems like a cool day because the girl is dressed in warm clothing. Right, so we'll get more into details about the girl in a moment, but we can see her clothing fits the weather that would be cool or a little bit cold, right? Sometimes people ask what is the difference between cool and cold, and it's just the temperature. So cold will be a lower temperature, and cool is not warm, but it's not cold. It's above cold. So cool is like like a little bit cold, but not too cold. Right? The location could be part of a park, a school, or maybe an outside amphitheater. All right, so we're talking about the location of this picture. Ooh, amphitheater. What is an amphitheater and an outside one? Right, well, let's go to pictures and let's take a look at amphitheater. Okay, so the Romans in ancient Rome and the Greeks, they were pretty famous for building amphitheaters, right? So it's an outside place where you can sit and they'll put on a presentation or a show or a concert or something like that. So they still make amphitheaters in the present. It's just, a little bit different. Let's take a look. Here you go. Here's a smaller one. But it's an outside amphitheater, and there are steps going up. Let's take a look. Here's another one. Oop, let's see. All right, here we got even more steps. Okay, so an amphitheater is just kind of like a concert hall, but it's outside, and people can sit there and, watch whatever's on the stage. All right. Woo, it's time for pronunciation. Repeat after me. The background is blurry, but we can see 3 posts at the top of the steps. We can also see a blue sky without any clouds. It seems like a cool day because the girl is dressed in warm clothing. The location could be part of a park, a school, or maybe an outside amphitheater. Okay, so we just completed the setting. So we talked about the weather, the place, the location, the things around. All right, now it's time to get into details about the action. All right, so let's do the action. Let's describe in detail the people, kind of the movement or motions or action, things that are happening in this picture. Okay, here we go. A young white girl with curly blonde hair is sitting on the steps. Okay, so if we look at her hair, maybe I'll put the arrow up there, we can see that it is curly. And it's not like tight curls, it's more like wavy curls. And let's see if we can tell the difference. Let's go to a picture. If we take a look, one moment. All right, so we'll put in wavy curls. All right, so this lady, these ladies have wavy curls. So they're not tight curls. Let's take a look. What are tight curls? Okay, so tight curls are where the hair it curls very quickly, and there are many of them. Curl, 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 right? So a wavy curl is kind of like this, but a tight curl is kind of like a spring where there's curls right away. All right? Okay, so those are the difference. That's the difference between a wavy curl and a tight curl. And I would say that this girl, she has wavy curl, right? And her hair color, which is blonde, is like yellow, right? You could even say it's like a golden blonde, right? And it reflects well in the sun. Okay. She might be about 9 years old. Possible, maybe 8, maybe 10, maybe 11, but I'm going to stick with 9. She is wearing a warm red stocking hat, a white long-sleeve t-shirt, and dark blue jeans. All right. So on her head, she has a stocking hat with, I guess, a fuzzball on top. You could call it a fuzzball. You could say a stocking cap, stocking hat. But this is a hat that's usually for cold weather, right? Because it comes down and it covers your ears. She has hair, so her hair already covers her ears and probably keeps them warm. But for someone like me, without any hair down here, a stocking hat is wonderful in cold weather because it keeps your full head warm. So she has a white long sleeve t-shirt because her sleeves come all the way down to her wrists, right? Short sleeve means it would just come down to her elbow. So this is long sleeve. And then we have blue jeans, dark blue jeans. Okay. The girl is looking directly at the camera and has a cute grin on her face. So if we say looking directly at, right now, I am looking directly at the camera, right? So you have direct eye contact. You're making eye contact with whatever it is. Maybe it's a camera on a tripod. Maybe it's a person taking a picture with their phone, whatever it is. So looking directly at something, okay? And she has a cute grin on her face. So she kind of has a small smile on her face. All right, let's do pronunciation. All right, repeat after me. A young white girl with curly blonde hair is sitting on the steps. She might be about 9 years old. She is wearing a warm red stocking hat, a white long-sleeve shirt, and dark blue jeans. The girl is looking directly at the camera and has a cute grin on her face. Okay, and just one quick thing. When we talk about white, we're talking about her race, her skin color, right? So other races might be black, Asian, Hispanic, stuff like that, but she is white. We could also say Caucasian, right? All right, moving forward. On the girl's feet are a pair of oversized white rollerblades. Okay, so rollerblades are just like, you can call them skates, right? And they're not ice skates. They're meant for skating on cement, on the road, or a very hard surface, right? They have 4 wheels. In the back there is a brake. So you can tilt your foot backwards and the brake will drag on the ground and hopefully it slows you down. All right, so these are rollerblades. And oversized means too big, right? Maybe a couple sizes too big. So these rollerblades are probably too big for her, but there could be a couple reasons. One, maybe her parents bought her bigger rollerblades because they expect her to have them for a while. And sometimes you'll buy bigger shoes for kids because they grow so quickly. They grow so fast. So their feet get big very quickly. And if you buy the exact right size for kids for shoes, then in a few weeks or months, you can't wear the shoes anymore because they're too tight. So then you buy shoes or rollerblades which are oversized, a couple sizes or maybe a size too big. Okay. The footwear has multiple straps and buckles to make sure they are comfortable and remain snug. Alright, so we're saying the footwear, and I said footwear instead of rollerblades because if you say rollerblades again, sometimes it sounds redundant, which means it sounds like it's repeating the same word over and over. So footwear can be shoes, it could be rollerblades, it could be boots, it could be high heels. So footwear is just something that you wear on your feet. And when we say footwear here, we've already established that we're talking about rollerblades. So when I say footwear, we're already going to know that we're talking about her rollerblades. Alright, so it has multiple straps and buckles. So we're talking about these things right here. I can maybe put the arrow over. Let me move that. Alright, so there is a strap and a buckle, and they're just the part right here that you can tighten and loosen to make sure that, you know, it's much easier to skate. So we have the buckles and the straps, right? And we use them to make sure they are comfortable, right? And remain snug. All right, so snug means like a nice firm fit. It's not gonna hurt your feet. It's not squeezing so hard that you're like, ah, it hurts. And it's not too loose, right? If you have very loose rollerblades, I'm not sure if you guys have rollerbladed before or if you've ice skated before. If they're too loose, then your feet are wobbly and it's very difficult to to skate, to move forward, and you might sprain your ankle, which means your ankle bends over quick and you hurt it, which is no good. So we need to make sure our skates are snug, which means like a nice firm fit. Not squeezing like crazy, but a nice firm fit. All right. So when you turn and you push, your foot is in a good position with the rollerblades. The rollerblades are turned in towards each other, and the front tips are almost touching. All right, so when we talk about the front tips, we are talking about these right here. We could say the tips of the wheels, or maybe the tips of the boot. So we have a couple parts on the rollerblades. The top part is called the boot. That's where you're going to put your foot in. It has the straps and the buckles. And down below we have the wheels, right? We have 4 wheels here, and on the back there's a brake, a rollerblade brake, which helps you slow down. And I'm going to show you guys a picture of the rollerblade brake so it's easy to understand. Rollerblade brake. Alright, so it's just this piece right here that can mount or is attached to the back, and when you want to stop, you tilt your foot backwards, right? And it drags on the ground and hopefully slows you down. Here we go. Repeat after me. On the girl's feet are a pair of oversized white rollerblades. The footwear has multiple straps and buckles to make sure they are comfortable and remain snug. The rollerblades are turned in towards each other and the front tips are almost touching. Okay, so we did the pronunciation for this part. Let's move forward and describe some more action. Here we go. The girl is sitting with her knees pulled up and together. Alright, so we're talking about the position of her legs and how they are situated with her body. So we could say they're pulled up. Her knees are pulled up towards her body. Both of her hands are placed on top of each other on her knees. So first the hands are placed on top of each other like this, and then they're on top of her knees. The right hand is over the left hand, okay? The girl's chin is resting on the back of her right hand, all right? So resting just means setting there, right? Sitting there. It's not like you're pushing down hard, it's just you're resting it. You're just touching it. Her face is turned directly toward us. I think we talked about this before, so her face is not like this. It's directly towards us, looking at us. All right. Okay, so repeat after me. The girl is sitting with her knees pulled up and together. Both of her hands are placed on top of each other on her knees. The right hand is over the left hand. The girl's chin is resting on the back of her right hand. Her face is turned directly toward us. Alright, so we just finished the action, and now let's move forward. It's time to talk about the story. And when I say the story, we're talking about what's happening in this picture. What is the history a little bit behind this picture? How did she get here? What's she doing? Stuff like that. Okay, here we go. This is Beatrice. So, this is her name. She has dreams of becoming a successful skater and competing in the X Games. So what are the X Games? Well, the X Games are a kind of competition, right? Let's take a look at some pictures. We're going to put in X Games and we'll put rollerblading, right? So this is where they can do all the tricks and stuff, and it's a competition. So people go around and they have judges and they have all this stuff. So this is the X Games. Now they have X Games for snowboarding, for different sports, but this would be the X Games for rollerblading or skating, right? Okay, go back. All right. Last week, she saw the X Games for the first time and was in love. All right, so if you are in love with something, we're not talking in this case about romantic love. It just means that you suddenly you're very passionate about something. You really like something. You want to know all about it. You want to participate in it, right? So when Beatrice saw the X Games and she saw the skaters or the people rollerblading, she's like, "Woo, I love it." She begged her older brother to let her borrow his rollerblades, which are too big for her. Okay, so begged, we could say pleaded with, asked over and over and over and said, "Please, please, tell me, or let me use your rollerblades, please, please." All right, let's take a look. We're going to go to the dictionary and see if there are synonyms for the word beg. All right, let's see what we can find. All right, so let's hear the pronunciation.
Beg. Beg.
Beg. Okay. Means to ask someone earnestly or humbly for something. Humbly would be with showing a lot of respect. Earnestly means like with a lot of energy. You really want something. Right? Synonyms. Beseech, implore, adjure, plead with, appeal to, ask for, request. Yeah. Solicit, seek, look for. So beg. You want something, right? And you're trying to get it from someone else. All right. So she begged her older brother. So her older brother is the owner of these white rollerblades. And they're too big for her, but I guess she didn't have her own rollerblades. And she's like, "Please let me use them. Please let me use them." And maybe he doesn't use them anymore. So he's like, "Sure, yeah, go ahead." And so that's how she was able to go rollerblading. All right. Repeat after me. Let's do some pronunciation. All right. This is Beatrice. She has dreams of becoming a successful skater and competing in the X Games. Last week, she saw the X Games for the first time and was in love. She begged her older brother to let her borrow his rollerblades, which are too big for her. Okay, moving forward. Beatrice has been outside rollerblading since the early morning. All right, when I think about early morning, I'm thinking about maybe 5 a.m., 6 a.m., possibly 7 a.m., but then we're already getting into mid-morning. So early morning. So she woke up this morning, she's like, "Whoo, I am so excited, I want to go rollerblading." She fell many times and feels quite tired. Okay, so if she fell a lot, maybe she's still learning, or she's trying new tricks, or trying something which tests her skills, and so she fell down many times. However, she is still grinning because her dream is alive and kicking. Okay, so she's still smiling, she's still happy because her dream is alive and kicking. All right, alive and kicking is an idiom, and it just means to be full of energy, ready to go, still moving forward, right? So someone could possibly say, "Oh, how have you been?" "I'm still alive and kicking. I'm still working hard. I'm still moving forward. I'm doing what I can to be successful." So alive and kicking is a positive idiom, right? It means you're using your energy, you're moving forward. Things aren't perfect, but you're advancing and improving. No one will get in her way to becoming, let's see, we put of becoming. No one will get in her way of becoming a successful professional skater. Okay, so she has her path, the way she's going, and she's like, she's determined, I want to be a professional skater, and she's not going to let anyone get in her path, right? She's going to find a way to move forward despite what other people do. All right, I'll change that. Okay, she will kick butt. And if you say someone will kick butt, you know that they're going to make things happen, right? They're going to take massive action. They're going to move forward. They're going to keep improving, pour their energy into learning about whatever it is, learning how to be better, becoming more skillful. So if someone kicks butt, they're going to do, wonderful, incredible things. All right, let's change that. All right, so let's do some pronunciation. Repeat after me. Beatrice has been outside rollerblading since the early morning. She fell many times and feels quite tired. However, she is still grinning because her dream is alive and kicking. No one will get in her way of becoming a successful professional skater. She will kick butt. Okay, so we just finished the story. All right, let's move forward. Oh, it's time for a quiz. And I'm going to put on my glasses. Woo, let's do it. Ooh, let me quick take a drink. I'm ready to go. Question number 1. If a piece of clothing or footwear is too big, we can say it's A. Overtaken, B. Overturned, C. Oversized, or D. Overvalued. What do you think? Here's some music while you think about your answer. Okay, if a piece of clothing or footwear is too big, we can say it's oversized. Okay, so the important word in here is size. So oversized means it's too big. It's a little bit too big, maybe a lot too big. All right, so we're talking about footwear, and her rollerblades in this situation are oversized. All right, overtaken. Well, it starts with over, but it's not what we're looking for. If a car is following another car and it passes it, you can say the first car was overtaken by the car that was behind it. So overtaken means to have been passed. Overturned means to be flipped over, right? We were driving and we saw a car overturned upside down on the road. And overvalued just means that something has someone thinks that it has more value than it actually does. So if you're going to buy something, you might say, okay, I'll give you $50, but the person's like, what? It's worth $500. And you're like, no, it's not. I can buy one down the street for like $50. So the person, maybe they overvalued their item. Okay. Question number 2. Here we go. What is another way to say she is grinning? A. She is smiling. B. She is sniffing. C. She is sneezing. Or D. She is frowning. Okay, what do you think? Here's some music. Okay, what is another way to say she is grinning? Well, the answer is A. She is smiling, right? So grinning is another way to say smiling. Sniffing, let's take a look at the wrong answers. Sniffing means you go, maybe you're sniffing the flowers or you're sniffing, I don't know, the garbage? So she's not sniffing. Sneezing means achoo, right? Chew. And she's not sneezing. And frowning is like looking like this. No. And she's not doing that. Okay. Question number 3. Which is not a way to describe the girl? A. Blonde. B. Cute. C. Chubby. D. White. What do you think? Okay, so which is not a way to describe the girl? Well, we can't say she's chubby because chubby means kind of fat, right? And if we look at this girl, she's quite thin. She doesn't look fat. All right? So blonde just means yellow hair. Cute means that she's kind of pretty for a little kid, right? And white just means her skin color. She's white. Okay? Question number 4. Who did Beatrice borrow her rollerblades from? A. Her grumpy uncle. B. Her younger cousin. C. Her older brother. Or D. Her crazy neighbor. What do you think? Okay, so who did Beatrice borrow her rollerblades from? Well, the answer is C, her older brother, right? So that's the only person that we talked about besides Beatrice in about this picture, right? In this situation. So we didn't hear anything about a crazy neighbor, a younger cousin, or a grumpy uncle. And a grumpy just means kind of mean and upset and frustrated and not very nice. And so, how are you doing today, Uncle? How was your meal? Right? You're kind of grumpy. You don't say you're not nice. Okay. Oh, and you're not nice and you have a bad attitude. You're grumpy. Not horrible, but you're just not very fun to be around. Okay? Question number 5. Why will Beatrice most likely be successful? A. She is driven and disciplined. B. She is unpredictable and weird. C. She is contagious and sickly. D. She is courageous and idle. Alright, what do you think? Okay, why will Beatrice most likely be successful? Well, she is driven and disciplined. All right, so driven, if someone is described as driven, oh, he's so driven, she's so driven, it means they motivate themselves, they push themselves to do things, to move forward. Yes, let's get it done, let's do it, I'm going to do it. Disciplined means you have the ability to force yourself to do things, right? If you're trying to get up at 5 a.m. every morning, you need to be disciplined because it's kind of difficult. Because at 5 a.m., depending where you live, it's usually still dark out. And you're like, oh, I want to stay in bed. I don't want to wake up. But if your goal is to wake up at 5 a.m., you need to be disciplined. You have to force yourself to make effective decisions to reach your goal. Okay, so A is the best answer because she's driven, she's very motivated with good action, and she's disciplined. She's able to make the important decisions toward her goal. All right, so let's take a look at the wrong answers. She is unpredictable. That wouldn't be good. Unpredictable means you don't know what someone's going to do. Are they going to be nice? Are they going to be grumpy? Are they going to show up? Are they going to be late? So you're unpredictable, you're like, I don't know. All right? Weird is like strange, right? Abnormal, out of the ordinary. So B doesn't work. C, she is contagious and sickly. Well, sickly just means that you're not healthy. You're sick a lot and you're not in a very good, you don't have good physical health. Contagious means that you have a sickness or maybe a rash, like a red thing on your skin, and it's easily spread to other people, right? So maybe you're contagious and you cough, and the spit from your cough goes on to other people and it makes them sick. So you're contagious. So other people probably try to stay away from you. All right? She is courageous. Woo, that starts out very good. She's bold, she's audacious, she's brave. But then it says she's idle. Idle means lazy. It's someone who sits around and doesn't do much, right? So idle is not a good thing and it doesn't work. So the best answer is A. She is driven and disciplined. Okay. All right. So we just completed the quiz. Wonderful. How'd you do? Okay. Let's take a look. What did we do in this lesson? Well, this was a Let's Describe lesson. We talked about the summary, we described the setting, the action, and the story, and we took a quiz, right? And everything was related to this picture. Wonderful. Okay, so that is the end of this lesson, right? I had a great time teaching this lesson. It was titled The Skater because the girl wants to be a skater. Okay, remember, improve your English, become more valuable. Improve your ability to speak and communicate with billions, millions of people around the world, right? And you become more valuable. You have more skills, you can do more things, create more opportunities. Okay. If you enjoy our material here at Able Lingo, make sure to subscribe. Whoop, there's animation. Animation. Ooh, ah, ooh. Okay, so make sure to subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, there's a little bell icon that you can turn on. And YouTube will tell you, they'll notify you when there's something new from us. Okay, all right? Improve your English, become more valuable.